is it true that you could have left Sheffield United on a few occasions?
The only concrete move that I could have done were under Trevor Francis when he were at Birmingham. It was season with Nigel Spackman. And what it was towards the end of the season, and we'd not started pre-season. And I think Birmingham were quite low down league. They'd finished low down in the old championship. And we just signed Vasper Borkis, and I think we just got Paul McGrath, and we went to Sweden for pre-season. We did 10 days out in Sweden, and then I had to go and see Nigel Spackman in manager's office. And he said to me, that Charles Green, who were managing director at the time, had accepted a bid from Birmingham. So you needed to go and see Nigel Spackman when we got back, just to see where he stood regarding club and that. Well, we're not even kicked season off. So I went to see Nigel in office. I said, "All right, Nigel." And he says, "Right." He says, "Charles Green has come and spoke to me. He said they've accepted a bid, and it's down to you." So I went, "Well, where do I stand, Nigel? I'm a 25-year-old. I wanted first team football. I wanted it preferably with Sheffield United because I could see things going really well because at the side what we'd kept under Howard Kendall and the side what Nigel had brought in. Do you know what I mean? The players that he brought in. So I just said to him straight direct. I said, "Nigel, am I going to be in your plans for this season?" He went, "I don't want you to go anywhere." So I went, "Right, that'll do for me." I said, "That'll do for me." So I went to see Charles Green, and I said to Charles, I went, "Can you tell Trevor?" I know Trevor. When Trevor had left Hillsborough, before he went to Birmingham, he used to come and train because he was one of Dave Bassett's close friends. And he used to keep his fitness up, training with us up at Warminster Road. So I knew him anyway. And I just said to Charles Green, I went, "Charles, can you do me a favour, mate? Can you speak to Trevor and just say, thank you for interest and opportunity, but I feel as though we're going places at Sheffield United and Nigel don't want me to leave and I'm going to stop." So that was the only concrete move that I'd ever been in an office to negotiate. And then I'd unbeknown to me, Charles Green had said some nasty things to Trevor Francis coming from my mouth.
Which hopefully Trevor knew wasn't true.
Yes, Trevor knew it weren't true, but the good thing that Trevor did, he rung me up at home, and I lived at Mosborough at the time, and I had a phone call one evening, and it was Trevor. Anyway, and we were chatting away, and he went, and he said, "I want you to come." I said, "Well," I said, "no disrespect to Birmingham, Trevor, but Sheffield United," I said, we're going places this season. And I spoke to Nigel, and Nigel said that he wants me in his plans. And then he said, "Did you tell Charles Green that you'd never signed for me, Trevor Francis, because I used to play for Sheffield Wednesday or managed Sheffield Wednesday, and you can't stand anything to do with Sheffield Wednesday and so on and so on?" And I said, "Trevor," I said, "I won't say that, mate." I said, "There's no way in this wide world I won't say that." He said, "Well, I needed to hear it from horse's mouth." And then he started to say to me, he says, "Where do you live?" And I went, "Sheffield." He went, "Well, you can still live in Sheffield." He says, "Come and sign for me. You can still live in Sheffield. Have you got a car?" I went, "Yeah." "Is it paid for?" And I went, "No." I said, "It's on finance." He went, "Right." He said, "I'll buy you a brand new car." He says, "What we'll do is we'll buy you an house down in Birmingham and we'll give you so many pounds a week and we'll give you this sign-on fee and you can stay in Sheffield for 3 days a week and just come down to Birmingham for the last 4 days." And I went,
"Gotta say,
Trevor," I said, "No."
I can't say it's not a bad deal, Dane.
No. I know.
Can you speak to
And
Trevor?
some
I've got a
people-
terrible PCP deal, so I could actually really do with someone paying for my car.
Some people found out about it, Al. I don't know how. Some people, I think it was in papers saying that I turned down a move to Birmingham City.
I remember it at the
But
time.
some people, but some people had also found out why I turned them down and what sort of terms he'd offered me. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, how on earth? I don't people know, or would he trying to get stuff out of me? Do you know what I mean? Just by feeding me, do you know, like a little, giving me a nook, and do you know what I mean? And just like feeding me something so that I could like buy. And it was strange. I spoke to a few people and said, I can't believe that's turned Birmingham down. You'd that 25-year-old, do you know what I mean? He said, you could be set for life here, and so on and so on. I went, yeah, but United are a better team than Birmingham. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's strange how you speak to someone on phone and then all of a sudden little bits get transferred to other people, do you know what I mean? And you think to yourself, well, how's that got out?
Yeah.
But I turned it down, Al, and it were good about it. And like I say, he did offer me the world. He did offer me at that time.
Dane, that at the time, I remember the rumour mill had sort of said that you turned it down simply because you were a Blade, and he could have said, any number, and it's like, no, this is my club. Yeah,
well, you probably you're right, Al. You're right. I did say that I'm a Sheffield. He knew that I was a Sheffield United fan. He knew how close we were to the club, and he knew it'd probably take a lot to get me going. But in another respect, Al, if Nigel Spikeman would have said to me, he said, I'm progressing team forward, and I don't think you might be in my plans, or you might not play as many games this season as what you think you'd like to do. If you want opportunity to go for another club, then I'm not going to stand in your way. Now, if he would have said that to me, Al, do you know what I mean? And because you need to know, don't you? Do you know what I mean? I'm straight out middle, me. I either say yeah or no. And I expect other people to be exactly the same as me. Do you know what I mean? Don't sit on fence and try and hide something. Do you know what I mean? Just say it. You're either going to say yeah or you're going to say no.
I think that's a Yorkshire thing, isn't it? That is exactly, a Yorkshire thing that we all respect.
It is. I think it's part of being a man, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And like I say, it's where you're from. Do you know what I mean? Don't try and go around houses. Just say it, yes or no. Am I going to be in your plans? Don't say, well, I don't know yet. Do you know what I mean? I just say yeah or no, and then I can take my football somewhere else. And then I think fans would have, because I've got a close relationship with all fans and club in general, I think fans would have accepted that. Do you know what I mean? I would have come out in paper, or I would have done an interview and said, look, I wouldn't have had an opportunity playing under Nigel Spikeman, so I'm sorry, chaps, but I've got to go and take my football somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because I want to play football.
Did you ask Nigel Spikeman for a car and a house in Birmingham?
I knew you were going to ask about the car. The car was going to come back up no matter what.
I've been thinking about it for ages.
Do you know what, Nick? I didn't jump on it, mate.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think I probably could have done. I think I probably said, you know what, Nigel, if you don't want me to go to Birmingham, he's getting me that. So if you give me this to stop at United, then I'll think about it.
You're too honest.
But I never jumped on it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not like that.
I'm the same.
Like that. And
Nick knows that. I'm the same. If there's a bad deal to be had, I will have it.
Yeah. It's I've always been like that. Honestly, whatever I've gone through in life, I've always been like that. And you do speak to people, and you hear people say like, "Well, you could have got double." By going back to Nigel and saying, you know what, if he's willing to give you that at Birmingham, then why don't you go back to United and say, well, if you want me to stay, then pay for me to stay.
But you're not that guy.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just Dane Whitehouse from Sheffield now. I was born at Woodthorpe. I'm just happy to put on a red and white shirt and to earn a living and put a roof on my head. Do you know what I mean? So
clip that, Nick.
Love to hear that. Absolutely, yeah.